Hey, welcome back to Pro Level Programming. With this video, we're going to be starting Section 2. And Section 2, as I promised, is going to be around control statements, loops, and working with collections. And so these all kind of go together a little bit. A control statement is going to let us know if we can go forward with doing something or not. The loop will be doing something multiple times, and a collection will be having like a whole bunch of elements we could do something to. But I want to go ahead and start out with control statements. And that's really kind of a very fancy term for simply saying, hey, can we do something or not, right? And like when we have the mental models, variables as being boxes, we can develop like a mental model too for control statements. It usually consists of, if something, do something else. And, we can think of this almost as being like we have a gate, we have a key to that gate or don't have a key to that gate. And if we have the right key, we can open that gate and do whatever's inside. So think about this way, like we have, I don't know, like a really fun water slide inside this fenced area. And we want to get in, but we don't have a key, so we can't get in, right? Or we want to get in, but we don't have the right key to unlock that gate. Or we do have the right key and we could get in, we can go use the water slide, or merry-go-round, or bathroom for that matter, whatever seems like the analogy. But again, like we have the gate, we have the key, and then we can get in to do something. And in code, it's going to be the same type of thing where if we have the right value, we can go run the code that would be inside this area. And in the last, next to the last lesson of the previous section, we talked about Boolean variables. And that's a basic way of like saying if a condition is true or condition is false. And these are always used by control statements. We're going to test to see potentially if something's larger than something else, if it equals something, and so on. And essentially, this is letting the computer know, like, this condition is true, I can proceed, or this condition is not true, I can't proceed. So as always, using the pro-level programming approach, let's go ahead and start diving into this and get our hands a little bit dirty. So we have our usual, hello world statement here. And I stood up a new project for this. You'd probably be wise to do the same. Again, it could just be a regular console project, nothing fancy. So we'll hit the Section 2 project button. And as expected, we'll come up with the hello world. And again, it's always a good idea to do this when you're first starting to program something. Because you never know, like, maybe the runtime's wrong. There's something that's broken when the project got set up and so on. So I always hit that button, make sure it's working. So let's go ahead and think about this a little bit. And so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and define a Boolean variable up here. So we'll type bool. Let's think of a name like we'll do good key, keeping it with like the gate and key example, equals false. Now again, Booleans will have either a false value or true value. They can't be anything else. Guess they could be null, but that's like a whole other discussion. So we'll have bool good key equals false. Now let's go ahead and write our gate, right? So we have the key. Let's go ahead and write the gate. So if something, then do something. Sometimes type ahead stinks, so something, do something. Let's take a quick look at this right here. And obviously the syntax isn't right. It's just simply a little bit of pseudocode. But if something, then we want to do something, right? And so we have, this is our gate right here. If we got the right key, we come down and do whatever's inside that gate. And if we look right here too, we have these curly braces. And these are very common syntax, and I'd say probably most widely used programming languages. Things like Python do it a little bit differently, but JavaScript, TypeScript, C Sharp, C++, C, and so on. They always use like these curly braces to denote what is called a code block. In this case, we can think of that, going back to analogy of the gate, the key, and the fenced area. That's kind of telling us where our fenced area is, right? So we have everything that's outside of that fenced area. We have our gate right here. We have the fences to go around it. Then we finally have what's inside that fenced area. So let's go ahead now and we'll create the actual key and create the actual way we're getting into this. When I used IntelliSense right here, this just popped up. It automatically brought that in. I'll just go ahead and delete that. Okay, so we have bool good key equals false. And let's do this right here. We'll do let's see. Now we'll keep good key. So we'll say that actually we'll do this right here. Let's see. Let's see. This key is good. Not the best naming convention, but hopefully it'll be clear. So I'll select that. I'll go ahead and paste this down into here. And we want to know if we want to do something. So let's go ahead and take our console.writeLine with the hello world. And we'll put up here and say, welcome to inside the gate. And we'll go down here. We'll change hello world to still outside. Actually, we won't do that. So we'll do, let's see, not inside the gate. Or actually, we'll do this right here, regular text. Okay, so let's explain this again. We have this key is good, which is going to be our Boolean variable that we'll use to open the gate. The if and what's inside the parentheses right here, this is our gate. You can kind of think of that as being the lock. We have the curly braces right here, which is the fence around what we want to run inside. And then we have down here this console.writeLine. In fact, we could actually just get rid of this. And so unless we see this come up, we know that we didn't get inside this fenced area with the right key. So let's go ahead and run this. And you could probably guess what's going to show up here, but we'll run it anyway. And that is absolutely nothing, right? And this is because we didn't have the right key. Okay, so this key is good, but it wasn't good because it's equal to false. If this key is good, which it isn't because it's false, you would go into here. Again, this is our fenced area. And so if we try to write this without the fence, or without code block, we'll get, let's see, okay, we will not get an error here. And this is because .NET can support a single line function. So let's go ahead and just change this. We'll change this key is good to true. And so as you can expect, since this is true, this should unlock this. We should be able to do this, right? You should just print this out. So hit the button, runs it, welcome inside the gate. So we're good to go on this. And so this is very basic, and the upcoming videos will get in a lot, or like a whole lot more complicated versions of this that can handle more cases. But just for right now, keep in mind the analogy of we have a key, we have this right here, which is our gate with the lock on it. This is our fenced area, and this is what we'll do inside this fenced area. And like I said in section 1, being able to develop these mental models is very important. But we also want to connect that between our mental model and what's actually happening in the code. So until the next video.